Lucy and this is my mum Julie.
Hello, I'm Lucy's mum. Today we're going to talk about 10 things that surprised us when we came to live in the USA.
So my first one, very important, let's talk public toilets. Firstly, surprisingly clean.
Yes, they are. That's a tick.
Good job, America.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Another tick.
Yeah, everywhere. Which is great because we're very weak-bladdered.
Oh, you're just going to announce it to the world.
But the thing that I dislike about America's public bathrooms is the little gap between the door and the area beside the door where it closes. Why is there a gap? In the UK, there's always an overlap and it's very private. What's this little gap? Like, why on earth would you make that? Like, normal doors don't have a little gap.
I know.
Why is there a little gap in the restrooms?
You know, sometimes there's a line, there's not many facilities sometimes. You can see in there.
I know, I was very self-conscious at first. You see people walking past outside.
Yeah. The weird thing is, have you noticed that they're kind of lower in general and there's more water in them?
Yeah. Maybe average shorter legs or something.
And maybe with the more water it flushes, but isn't there more splashability?
Maybe. Oh, and talking of splashability, the other thing is the automatic flush.
Oh my goodness, that shocked me when I first come across that.
Yeah, it made me jump terribly.
Yeah, I know, and it's so loud and strong, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, like those airplane toilets with the suction?
Yeah, it's just like that and you're not expecting it.
I suppose it's good from a hygienic perspective.
Yeah, but it doesn't always happen at the end. Sometimes if you've had a long car journey or something and there's, you do a little bit more than, your normal. It kind of thinks you're finished but you haven't, and it's like, it's a bit just unsettling.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I would rather choose when my toilet flushes, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's hygienic so you don't have to touch anything, but then you've got the waving your hands over things in lots of places anyhow.
Yeah, we have that sometimes, like the waving your hand over the sensor.
Yeah,
or
we do.
Old-fashioned platonk.
Yeah, or even a
sometimes. I think that's the end of my rant about bathrooms.
Have we got time for anything else, Lucy?
End of show.
One of the most amazing things I found when I first came to the US, how big college sports athletes, how big they are, how big as celebrities are, how big the following. They're just like professionals. They're on TV all the time. All the games are on TV. There's lots of merchandise. They're household names. Tell me if I'm wrong, but school sports and college and university sports in the UK, apart from things like the boat race and stuff.
Yeah, that's true, the boat race, but that's a niche, isn't it?
Yes, a niche.
I would say it's barely known, you know, until you get to the professional level, you're a bit of a nobody.
There's so much money in it as well.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? They've turned it into a whole industry.
So that was a surprise.
Very surprising to me too as well. I really enjoyed going to see the games, and the nice thing about it is from a performance perspective, the band was playing.
Yeah, oh yes, they've got the student band and they are so good.
It's nice to get the performing arts involved. I'm appreciating that.
And they've got all the cheerleaders. That's one thing we don't have in the UK.
No.
The cheerleaders and the pom-pom girls and the what do you call the other ones who kind of boogie on down a bit? Really cool.
I don't know what their name is.
I'll just say generically cheerleaders.
Cheerleaders in general. Yeah. My next one is that a good part of the population out here are religious. Many religions, but I suppose the one that really struck me obviously was Christianity. I have a fun fact for you. Because I thought I'd see exactly how different, statistically it is from the UK. And I have discovered something. Fully 44% of Americans attend church once a week.
Wow.
Which is quite high, isn't it?
Yeah, are you going to give the UK number? I have a feeling you are.
It's higher than I thought in the UK according to this website. 27%. Which is almost a third, isn't it? I don't know. Unless there's some, county where everyone's going.
The religious county. Is this just Christianity or is this
This is specifically church, it says.
Church, yeah.
And then it says here, moreover, 53% of Americans say that religion, generally, is very important in their lives compared with 16% of Britons. Which sounds like a more accurate number, I would say.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people would go because of the social aspect. I know, like in our churches in the UK, there's a wonderful community aspect and a caring aspect. Perhaps afterwards they might have like a buffet or, you know, nibbles or something, or a little get together.
It might have been you who told me recently that people who attend church, or I suppose who go to any place of worship, are generally happier because of that sense of community that I think a lot of us lack.
Religion plays a very, very large part of politics here and life in general. I would say more so than in the UK. Would you agree?
I think so, in general.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to stop there right there.
It's a very difficult topic, but that is our impression. It'd be interesting to get your views on that.
BRIT girls aren't going to wade too deeply into that one today.
No.
Oh, it's your turn.
I thought it was. It's funny, Lucy, about us not sort of delving too deeply or stepping too strongly into something. I'm now going to come up with my next thing.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Oh, it hit me straight away. Where is the world news? I'm sorry, but I have yet to find it unless there's a major catastrophe or something. There is no world outside America on the news, whatever channel you look at.
It's very local as well. I would say even more local. Like, you do get the local news to your county, but like here it can be like the local news to like very small towns.
But it's very much, there's no outside world. Apart from America is the world. It's frustrating, and I'm sure I've heard a lot of Americans say the same thing, and that does hone in a lot in the UK. I'm not saying that.
We could do more too, to be fair, to look at world topics and issues.
Yeah.
Like, we're not perfect.
No.
But I would say definitely in general there is more exploration of what's going on worldwide.
So I would say that was a huge surprise and a big disappointment.
Oh, my next one, I mean, I did know this before I came here, but I think it hits you especially hard, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's the patriotism.
Oh yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good things to be said about it, like when you go to sports events and they'll sing the national anthem, or just the way that you can proudly fly the flag here. I think those things are very good for a sense of belonging.
Can it go too far?
Oh, well, in my opinion, yes, very much. And I don't just mean that about America. I think, you know, patriotism, when it borders on nationalism. Yes.
Anything in extreme is, that in extreme is a problem in my view.
But I would say in general, my perspective is that it doesn't go that far. Of course, there's always people who take things to the extreme.
Yes, and it's really good to be proud of your country. But one thing I noticed was advertisements on TV, commercials. Goodness, how annoying, how intrusive when you're watching a sports event. You're watching, I don't know, the Grand Prix. There goes the commercials. You know, if you're watching some other event, they'll say sponsored by so-and-so, closed captioning by, and it's like, whoa, it's so in your face.
Yeah, it's very in your face, and they happen a lot more regularly. Even if you're just watching a normal TV show, they happen a lot more regularly, and they run on and on.
Oh, and have you noticed, Lucy, they're often so depressing because they're promoting, the pharmaceutical companies are promoting a drug.
That's one thing that really surprised me. Number one, that you can advertise drugs.
Yeah.
And number two, how they have to list all the side effects. Mostly, if we do get told what to do, it's just please read the label, you know? We're kind of responsible for that for ourselves.
And you know, some medications are so in your face, you know, personal things, you know.
Do you have problems with your bowels? Okay, so very important topic. After all of that politics and religion talk, this is free refills.
Free refills!
Woo! Which I think is happening in some places like Pizza Hut back home, or like, you know, American style restaurants, but only recently, I would say. And here it's pretty much everywhere, like with your soft drinks.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't get free refills on alcoholic drinks.
No, probably for good reason.
Yes.
You just got to be careful, haven't you? Because there's a lot of sugar in some of those.
Actually, yeah, I don't often drink carbonated drinks anymore.
Oh, I must admit, they're a bit of a weakness for me.
Yeah, I've tried to cut right back on them, and I don't really enjoy them that much.
But just from a value for money perspective, effective. If you're not doing it all the time, then it's great to go and get a free refill, especially because your food is often salty. So
that is it. There's more salt in the food over here. Oh my goodness. And more sugar and sweet stuff.
So all in all, it's probably not a good thing. But when you're out having a wonderful experience, it's nice to be able to go and get your free refill and not feel like you're cheating the system.
Yeah. Do you cheat the system in the UK, Lucy?
No, I don't think it's possible. I think the alarms would go off.
Oh, for sure, yes.
If you tried to hop over the counter and get yourself a free refill.
So people who work in customer service are actually very helpful.
I know. I couldn't believe the level of politeness and knowledge in customer service here.
Oh, yes, indeed. I mean, they really know their staff.
It feels more like a profession.
Oh, yeah.
Than back home, where it's something that you probably do because you're trying to get by whilst you're studying or whilst you're working towards something else, you know.
Yeah.
People seem to really care about you.
The training must be good.
Yeah, and maybe there's incentives.
Yes, the customer service here is usually top notch.
I feel kind of mean saying that I was surprised about this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was surprised how clean everything is. I said it about public toilets, but I think it's true just on the streets. It's true when you go into a shop, everything's immaculate.
No.
Sports stadiums, you know, they tend to be a bit more grotty back home or in other countries maybe. Here they're immaculate, probably because there's so much money in it. And beautiful landscaping, maybe because I'm in Scottsdale.
Darling, you're in Scottsdale.
I couldn't believe the impeccability of the flower beds. It's like someone got out a ruler and made them all
sound
straight.
so entitled. You're in Scottsdale. I mean, gosh.
No, but I'm saying I was shocked by it. Not that I expect it.
No.
I'm saying that it was something that pleasantly surprised me.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm sure it's not like that everywhere. Of course it's not.
In general, it's very clean and tidy, which is great. Well done, America.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah, great job.
Good job.
So finally, the 10th thing, in no particular order, in the UK, we always put ourselves down. We always think we're behind other countries with everything in general. And I noticed when I came to America that we were not in lots of ways. We're actually ahead of the game. We had PIN numbers on our credit and debit cards before they did here. We weren't signing or anything like that I can't remember when I signed when I used a credit card in the UK.
I don't think I've ever signed.
No, contactless was in the UK before it was here. I hadn't written a cheque in many years in the UK, and people still, mainly the older generation, and for some other things, still write cheques here. And this is, virtually, I believe, unheard of in the UK. It's much easier to transfer money between one account and another.
I can believe it when Ryan was sending checks to his friends for things.
Yeah, you just transfer it if you get their account
That's
number.
what I said, and he was like, oh no, that can't be safe. But we all do it, don't we?
Yeah, I've done it for years.
I believe I had fraud on my account once in my entire life, and then it was sorted out very quickly.
Yeah. So I don't know why that is, perhaps you know, but those things, we seem to be ahead of the game.
Yeah, let's give ourselves a pep up for that.
Yeah.
So that's the end of today's episode, 10 things that surprised us when we came to America. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, we would love it so much if you gave us a like. We'd love it if you left a comment with your opinions. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.